welcome back to my channel. I'm Janelle, and it's Janelle Ray Budgets. And you guys, today is the second video in the series that I was making, which I think is only going to have two videos. I'm going to kind of combine these two videos together. I was going to do them separately, but I'm going to combine them together. So today we're going to talk about 10 key ideas for starting a cash stuffing budget. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you a few things that I've got right here in front of me. So they're just going to kind of sit here for a minute, and I'm just going to kind of move around them because, you know, if I don't have them right here in front of me, then I'd have to go find them. So let's talk about these 10 ideas. So number one, and like I had in the last video, I do have notes. So it will sound like I'm reading, and then I will elaborate on what I'm trying to say. So number one, and one of the most important things that I think you can do when you're going to start cash budgeting is determine your monthly income. So begin by calculating your total monthly income, including salaries, side gigs, or any consistent sources of money. This sets the foundation for allocating your funds. Okay, so the biggest thing that I had to do when I started this was figuring out the budget that my husband and I could live on. So it was back when we started, it was his income plus we had child support, and I did use child support as an income. And so it was for my two older boys. And so I did include that into our income because it was money that we received every single month consistently. And so I did use that for, you know, rent or whatever, to help pay for the boys for clothes or whatever was needed for them. But it was a consistent income that we had. My ex-husband decided to stop paying that when Ryan turned 16. So he has not paid child support for 4 years. And it was fine. We just figured it out. I know I could have, this is a whole long story that I don't really want to get into, but I could have taken him to court. I didn't because I didn't want to fight with him, and I didn't want the boys to have to choose. And there was just a lot of things. So, once that income was out and we didn't get that anymore, then I had to redo our budget to include the income that we had, which was, by that time I had started working Etsy. So there was Etsy income that I included, and then my husband's paycheck was consistent. It's not anymore because he does not have a job, but that is what we used then. So I have had to redo our budget multiple times, and I just keep reassessing and redoing what I know is income that will come in every single month. So that is one of the biggest things that I think you should do if you are going to start this, is sit down and make that monthly budget. See what income you have before you start trying to allocate. Because if you don't know what you're making and you don't know how much money you have coming in, it's going to be really hard to figure out where you want to put that money. Okay, so the second thing is list monthly expenses. Identify fixed expenses like rent, utilities, and loans, and variable costs like groceries, dining out, and entertainment. This will help you decide how to divide your cash. So that is another thing that was huge for me. So I'm going to go ahead and include this and show you guys. I have 3 binders here in front of me. Okay. So this one is a cash wallet. When I started, I had a cash wallet similar to this. It was a little bit longer, but I did use it for our groceries, for the kids spending money, my husband spending money, any dining out. That's what I used my wallet for. So that was categories that I used in my wallet. I got this one off of Amazon. It was cheap. It was like $7.99, I want to say. I'll try to link everything down below of where I got it. So this was one thing that I got from Amazon, and I used a cash wallet. The nice thing about this is it fits in your wallet. So therefore you can, you know, if you're going to the grocery store, you have your envelope for that. Some people don't like to carry everything around, so you could just take out the envelope. I did. I just carried it around. It comes with, you know, stickers so that you can put your stickers on there. So, like grocery is right there. There's kids, miscellaneous, you know, it comes with food. It comes with stickers so that you can go ahead and put your own stickers. It does come with trackers. Oh, is this? this is little stickers that you could stick on here and write on it, and that way you could change it if you wanted to. So it does come with all of that in this wallet. So I would suggest getting some kind of a wallet, something like this or similar, that you can start out by using your wallet to put your groceries in, kids, food, dining out, miscellaneous, gas, that stuff. So this would be a wallet that goes with you. So that is one thing that I would suggest. The next thing are, see, I got these two cute little binders. These both came off of Amazon as well. They were $8.99 a piece when I purchased them. I do like this. I've never done this binder kind before. I've always done the snaps, or the zipper, but this is, I love these. These are so cute. They're like puzzle pieces. I think they're adorable. So this one also comes with stickers. And what I liked about this one was it has the budget sheet, it has the envelopes, but it had a few more categories on it. So you have like maintenance, like car maintenance. And then, so what I would do is I set up one for our bills, and I'd set up one for like a sinking fund type thing, things that I wanted to save for. I didn't have a lot of envelopes when I first started out. I did have 3 binders just like this. I had a cash wallet, and then I had 2 binders, one for bills and one for sinking funds. So, or for your fixed expenses, sorry, my completely brain farted right there. So fixed expenses and variable costs. So those 2 things. And then I did, like I said, I had one for sinking funds or savings. So these are the 2 things that I would say, 3 things that I would say I would get if I was going to just starting out. You really honestly and truly don't need anything fancy. Liz and I did a series together not too long, well, not really a series together, but we did a video last year showing like things that you can use around the house to make envelopes out of. I made envelopes out of cereal boxes. I made envelopes out of just a piece of paper. So there are things that you can just make envelopes out of because you don't really need anything fancy. These are actually pretty cheap. To start out, if you wanted to start out with something like this, these are pretty cheap. So going back to budget, I got this budget book. This is one that I have been eyeballing for quite a while. This is from Celisa at Beautifully Me and You. And she uses it every single week on her videos. And I really just loved it. So I thought maybe I might use it this year, but actually I picked something else to use. So I'm not going to use it, but this was fairly cheap as well. And it would be an easy way to start your budget and just write down, like, it has expense tracker in it. And then it has a challenge in it, which you don't have to do the challenge. Some people find challenges intimidating when they first start out. And then it has the monthly breakdown and weekly breakdowns. And then this is where you get your cash stuffing when you're going to go to the bank. So you can write down your denominations, how much you need of each one, and you know that. So I really like the way it's set up. And so I went ahead and ordered it. I was going to use it. And I might still use it. I really do like it. Just one second. I will link it down below. She has also one that's just a monthly, and she has one that's bi-weekly. And it's very simple, you guys. I think that's why I like it so much, is because it is just so simple. Anyways, so there's that. And then, of course, like I said, the binders. So that is number 2. So number 1 is determine your monthly income. Number 2 is list your monthly expenses. And then number 3 is set financial goals. So establish specific savings goals, such as building an emergency fund. One more second. Okay. I have a tickle in my throat right now. I don't know what from, but it will not go away. Let's try this again. Set financial goals. Establish specific savings goals, such as building an emergency fund, saving for a vacation, or paying off debt. These goals guide the purpose of your cash envelopes. So, your emergency fund. Now, everybody, Dave Ramsey says do $1,000. You do not have to do $1,000, even $500 or even $400, $300 that you set aside for an emergency it's important. So I would definitely include that in to my goals. And then if you're planning for a vacation, it's always nice to be able to save for that vacation ahead of time. So those are things that you are specific to you. Your budget is specific to you. You can't go off of somebody else's budget because they might make more than you. They might make less than you. They might be saving for something completely different. Like their kid is graduating from high school and so they're planning on paying for college or whatever it may be. Your budget is specific to you. So you have to set up your budget how it works for you. But make sure and set those goals because it is important to have long-term goals and short-term goals. Don't only set long-term goals. Set goals that are attainable. Like, oh, I want to save, my daughter's birthday is next month and I would like to save $150 for a present. So that's a short-term goal and that's something that is attainable. And once you reach that, it makes you feel really good to know that you accomplished that goal. So set long-term and short-term goals, not just long-term. And remember, your budget is specific to you. You can watch all the videos in the world. Like I said, I started out watching videos from so many budgeters and I still watch budgeting videos. I watch a ton of them, but the most important thing is to remember that you're not them. So whatever they're doing for them is what works for them, but you need to set up a budget that works for you. Okay, so number 4, create budget categories. Divide your expenses into categories such as bills, groceries, transportation, entertainment, savings, and personal spending. Allocate a specific amount for each category. So that's where these binders come in. So what I would do is on my budget, when I was doing this, I would go into my budget. So the monthly sheet that I use my monthly for is to just a quick resource of what bills are due for that specific week. So I can just flip to this and say, oh, okay, this week I have this bill, and this bill due. Okay, that's perfect. So then what you can do is you go here into your monthly and you list out your bills. Then you will list out your cash envelopes. Now, cash envelopes to me are things that you carry with you. Like I said, groceries, gas, spending money for me, spending money for my husband, spending money for my kids, eating out, miscellaneous, just in case you want that $7 Starbucks or whatever. Then you have your sinking funds and savings challenges and debt. So now, if you were going to use this and say you didn't want to use all these categories, that's okay. You can cross out that category. You can cross out that category. You don't have to use every category on here. But what I think is the most important for starting out is this one, and maybe some sinking funds, and then debt if you're trying to pay off debt. Now, if I was trying to pay off debt, which I am, I would list debt as probably a main priority even over my sinking funds because getting out of debt was really important to me. And then so that's your monthly. Okay. And then you break it down even further into your weekly. So then you get your weekly income. And then that's what I said, this comes in handy for, because you can look here and say, okay, this week I have this many bills due. So then you can write down what bills you have due. Now, if you're trying to get a month ahead on bills, I would include that into a sinking fund so that you can put your month ahead envelope into a sinking fund, determine how much you need every month, and then every paycheck, or when you can, set aside a certain amount into your month ahead. That's how I did it. That's how we got a month ahead, is by allocating a certain amount to that envelope every month so that we could start to get a month ahead. Then you figure out what you want to stuff. So you've got your sinking funds and your cash envelopes, because bills, I leave my bills in the bank. A lot of people pull them out and then put them back in the bank. I just leave my bills in the bank. But my sinking funds and my cash envelopes, I always stuff. So, well, except for groceries and gas. But spending money and eating out and all of that goes into cash envelopes. So sinking funds would be things like I said, vacation, emergency fund, maybe your pets. You want to save some stuff for your pets. The kids, for savings for them, or whatever you deem is a sinking fund. That is up to you. That's your budget. It's up to you. So that is how I would say that you need to break down it so that you can see what you have going on every month, so you know what you're trying to save for, and list them or prioritize them however it is important to you. Like in my sinking funds binder, the first 5 envelopes are the most important to me. So, well, six. So I have emergency, and that's really important to me. Then I have house taxes, house insurance, business taxes, retirement, and car insurance. So those first envelopes are the most important in my sinking funds. The rest of them are things that I stuff when I can. Yes, of course, I like to save for birthdays, and I like to plan ahead for birthdays. Vacation, I like to plan ahead for that. Christmas, I like to plan ahead for that. But those are things that I sense. So I have priority sinking funds, and then I have, the non-priority sinking funds, if that makes sense. That is how I have set up our budget. So number 5, use cash envelopes. Assign each category its own envelope. Label them clearly. So that's where these come in. So you make sure and label your envelope like this will be groceries, this will be gas, this will be my spending, this will be husband spending, this will be the kids spending, this would be eating out if that's what you want, this would be Starbucks if that's what you want, miscellaneous if that, these are things that you label your envelopes. That way when you go to spend it, you can see, oh, okay, I don't have any money in my Starbucks envelope. Guess I'm not getting Starbucks today. And it's really important to stick to that. Stay with it, because it's important. It's important to stay with it. So, track your spending. Okay, guys. When I first started, I was not tracking spending, and that is really important as well. So in this, she has expense tracker, which I would call it, I would call this a spending tracker. So what I would do is I would fill this out, I would fill it out weekly so that I had the date, and I would put the spending that I did. Now, there are things that I don't include on spending, like bills. I don't include those on spending because those are things I know are going to come out. But if I go to Starbucks and I spend $10 on a drink, then I'm going to put that on here. If I go to Amazon and I buy 2 shirts, I'm going to put that on here, because it's really important to see where your money is going and track where your money is going, because you might do all of this, you might set up all these binders and everything, and then you come down to the end and you're like, but I'm not saving any money. Well, because you might be eating out 20 times a week or whatever. So, that would be really excessive, but it does happen. So it's really important to track what you are spending, because you'll be surprised. You really will be surprised once you start tracking this to see what you are actually spending. And I am going to start doing budgeting videos again. So when I start doing that, I will start breaking this down in a more, precise way, so that y'all can see how I actually do this, and that I might just use this. I wasn't going to. I was going to use a Hobonichi Weeks, but I think I'm going to use this just so that for videos, I can really break it down and show how I do this. So it's really important to use those cash envelopes, y'all. Okay, and then track your spending. Start small and be realistic. This is what I was saying. Begin with simple system by budgeting for a few main categories. As you grow comfortable, expand your envelopes to include more specific expenses and savings goals. So that's what I was saying. Start small. Set those small goals. Emergency, those are things that you can include, but start small. Start with things like a birthday party that's coming up, or, something like that. And then once you get more comfortable, you can expand that. And even, I have watched budgeting channels that have 15 binders. I can't do that many binders because I would go insane, but they do really good, with all those binders. They have all of those binders, and they're so pretty, and they're lined up here, and they do so good. And I would get overwhelmed, but if that's something that you can do, then by all means, it's your budget. Do it, because it's really impressive. It really is, to watch those people, pull out all those binders, and it's really cool. So start small and be realistic. Incorporate savings challenges. So savings challenges. I am a huge savings challenge person. I love, love, love savings challenges. I find them so rewarding when you finish that $100 savings challenge and you're like, oh, that's going into sinking funds, because the way that I do it is I use savings challenges to fund my sinking funds. So it's really fun for me to do the challenges. I find that it's rewarding to see that little challenge become a big challenge, if that makes sense. So make saving fun by introducing challenges like roll and save, scratch offs, or no spend days to help boost your saving envelope over time. So no spends are also a really awesome way. I had a no spend challenge on my website and I used it a few times. So what I did is every day that I didn't spend, I would scratch off that day, and then whatever was underneath, I would save that amount. So it got really fun to save and see like what I got at the end of the month. I know some people say, okay, so I had the choice to go to McDonald's today. I chose not to. It would have cost me $25 to go to McDonald's. I'm going to take that $25 and put it into an envelope. So that's another way that you can save. Scratch off challenges. Obviously, you guys have watched my videos. You know that I am a huge scratch off challenge person. I love them. Roll and saves, all those challenges, they're so much fun. So incorporate them if you can. If you don't want to, don't. I mean, you don't have to. They're just fun to add in. But if you're just starting out and you want to start out small, I wouldn't do savings challenges. I would just start out with binders, a wallet, and I would start out slow. That's what I would do. That's how I did start out, and that's what I would suggest doing. So adjust and refine your budget weekly. So at the end of each week, reassess your cash envelopes and redistribute leftover money towards savings or debt repayment. So what that means is like after you get done tracking your expenses, you can see like where your money went and where it shouldn't have gone or where it should have gone. And then if you have extra money in here, say like you can either, say like my spending envelope has my $25 left in it or whatever. I can either choose to save it in here and roll it over, or I could take that $25 and add it to something else and then put a new $25 in there. That way you're taking that extra money and saving. Sometimes I did that with groceries. Like if we didn't spend all of our grocery money, I would take that money and put it into emergency fund. That way that money was still getting used, but it was going somewhere for saving. And then, Number 10, stay consistent. Stick to the habit of cash stuffing every payday or set a consistent schedule. Consistency is key to maintaining control over your finances and reaching your goals. I cannot repeat that enough. Consistency, consistency, consistency. It's not perfection. Like Liz says, it's not perfection. It's consistency. So the more consistent you are, the more and more and more you will see your savings and your budget work for you. So try not to skip, y'all. Try not to skip. Like, pull that money out and put it into the envelopes every single week. This is why I started a budgeting channel. I started the budgeting channel as a way to keep myself on track, to hold myself accountable, because I felt like if I was stuffing it on camera, then I was, keeping myself accountable and making myself do it. So that is why I started a channel. But consistency, consistency, consistency is key, y'all. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Consistency is key. Stay on that budget, track your expenses, pay those bills. And y'all, this is an amazing system that has helped my family in more ways than I can even say. I mean, we've gotten ourselves out of most of our debt. We still have 3 credit cards to pay off, but other than that, we have gotten ourselves out of most of our debt. We pay our bills. We're a month ahead on our bills. We have an emergency fund. We have money like to help when the pipe broke in our bathroom and we needed a plumber. We had the money to cover that. It's just all of this is just, yeah. So consistency, and this system, it does work. If you follow the system and you do it and you work towards it, it will work for you. I guarantee that if you stay consistent, the system works, y'all. So it's a simple hands-on approach to budgeting, and it makes managing money fun. It keeps you motivated when you're stuffing your envelopes. You're motivated. You can see your money grow. You can see that envelope. Like when I pull out my emergency fund and I see that I have, $500 in there, it's a reward. I can see that grow. And every week or every month, I can see the increase in the savings. And it's just, it's great. It's rewarding. So that is all I have. But these 3 binders right here, I'm going to give away as a set to one lucky winner. So you will get these 3 binders. You're not going to get the budgeting, but you will get this binder, you will get this binder, and you will get the wallet. So if you are interested in this, leave. YouTube has been deleting hashtags, so I don't know how to get y'all to do this now. Leave the words cash stuffing works. Cash stuffing works. Leave those in the comment. Hashtag cash stuffing works, or one word, cash stuffing works. And I will, in a video next week that I put up, sometime next week, probably like next Friday when I do Fiesta Friday, I will be picking the winner for this. And y'all, so if you're interested, cash stuffing works in the comments, and you will be the lucky winner of these 2 binders plus this wallet. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this little mini series of 2 videos helped some of y'all. And the biggest thing that I always say, and we say it all the time in the budgeting community, just start. And then consistency. Y'all just stay consistent, and you will see progress. You will see it start to work for you. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.